A little earlier, the curtain has just risen on Iris, the princess of the sword, and Suzushiro, the princess of the earth. And our waltz is unfolding right here at the school building. The sword sweeps through the air, but is knocked aside by Suzushiro's encased fist. Suzushiro dances through the air.
もらった
But when Iris looks up to aim her attack, all she can see is the parasol with the head. A shield? No, Suzushiro should be behind it. Then all Iris has to do is strike right through it. She takes a firm grip on her sword. Her body dances up like a bulb about the fire. Her setup vanishes. Iris feels a warning chill run down her spine. She quickly launches herself away from there. The next moment, she finds its premonition was on the money. Suzushiro wasn't behind the parasol. She had slid down to the floor, where she began charging her fist. Suzushiro is now in the same spot where Iris was a moment ago. She catches her parasol with a disappointed expression on her face.
惜しかった。そのまま突き込んでいただければよかったのに。フェイント。
Chris swallows. That fist. It looks so light, so tight. But one well-placed bow and he could probably pick up the pieces. The Princess of Shiho, she Kagura Suzushiro. In terms of skill and power, she is inferior to the Dragon Princess Angela. When it comes to the number of techniques, the Princess of Steel Weasel is the better fighter. Even comparing it with herself, Iris knows there is a significant difference between them. And Suzushiro's defense falls sorely behind any of the other princesses. Except for the parts of her body where she concentrated her armor, she is virtually defenseless. However, Suzushiro makes up for all those disadvantages with that fist of hers. Her fist of steel. It is brutal in its simplicity. It is cruel beyond reason. One hit means instant death.
でもそれはかわせば問題ない。一撃で必殺というのならば、一撃も食らわないだけ。
But the problem is that other weapon of hers.
鈴代の重力操作。あれをどうかいくぐるか。
She can increase gravity many times in a 10-meter radius around her. Fortunately, she hasn't done so yet. When she used it against Weasel, she did so right at the end. Maybe it takes time for her to initiate it. Or maybe it is a one-shot technique that she'll only use when she's certain it will work. No matter, Iris knows she must avoid getting trapped in that at all costs.
イリスならそれができる。だけど。
At this rate, her own attacks won't reach either. She won't lose, but she won't win either. It's a stalemate. She can't win just by running around. So what should do? Isn't there something to break that deadlock?
あら。
Chris unconsciously starts calling his name, but then she cuts it off. What are you thinking at a time like this? You coward! Right now, I'm Iris all by myself. I can fight by myself. This is a true waltz you're fighting.
恐れるな。僕は王子なんだ。王子が戦いにひるんでどうする？
Suzushiro beats Weasel, even though she was wounded. Though Suzushiro is bad at long-range combat, she used her speed to close the gap and bring down her opponent. She overcame her handicap. She put her pride in the line and overturned her disadvantage. That's the kind of opponent I'm up against. I can't let my determination waver like this.
僕だって
That's right. I should be able to do it myself. If I can't win with just my skills, then I should come up with a plan. If I'm afraid of getting hurt, I might as well leave. Observe Suzushiro. If she looks like she's about to change gravity, get away from her. My first target? Her leg! It shouldn't have healed completely yet. Iris begins to a low charge. She can't afford to consider it unfair. If both parties fight unfairly, that makes it fair again. Suzushiro realizes Iris' objective. She unfolds her parasol.
傘に攻撃力はないならば
First, a blow to turn it away from her ankle. Then, on the return stroke, aim for the leg. Of course, she feels more restrained, but that's no reason not to hit her. Iris swings her sword, intending to sever Suzushiro's foot. But the sword passes by Suzushiro without hitting her. Yes, that's an ability the princesses have. Passing by. Suzushiro doesn't waste time. She makes use of the opening in Iris' defenses. But Iris moves quicker than she had expected. And the same motion as its slash, she kicks at the floor and rises up into the air. Suzushiro's fist punches the air underneath Iris' overturned body. But then... Iris, still upside down, airborne, swings back her sword to slice Suzushiro in two. Suzushiro raises her guard a fraction of a second too late. That's the faintest indication that Iris hit her mark. She probably didn't get past Suzushiro's skin, but it's better than that mess from before. Also, she can't take advantage of this. Iris lands at about the same moment that Suzushiro takes a step back. She doesn't let the chance slide. Her next attack follows immediately. She works out the situation in a moment's notice, then strikes at Suzushiro's abandonment. Though Suzushiro's face contorts in a grimace, she manages to fully deflect the attack. But that's as Iris had expected.
よし上段から中段への防御一辺倒になったところで彼女の足を一投で使用不能に追い込む
Then, an uncomfortable feeling descends on Chris. She never realized she was this aggressive. Chris always considered Arata an accelerator. He wasn't used to battle. He didn't rush in. Chris always had to hold him back, provide some counterweight. You could say he forced Chris to stay calm and exercise reason. That's right. After her first step, she should have realized it before taking that second step. She should have noticed a little smile around Suzushiro's lips.
おや、イーリス姫いいのかい？鈴代姫はどうやら策を弄してるみたいだけど。って聞こえるはずもないか。
You're not supposed to be helping.
上段に注意がそれた今こそ
Chris makes sure Suzushiro is staring straight ahead, then suddenly drops. She supports herself with one hand, glides along the floor and strikes as quickly as she can.
もらった。
However, she might as well have walked right into a lion's den. Suzushiro raises one leg, but the sword does not change course. It bears down on her other leg. She got her. That's what Chris believes. She'll cut her leg and limit her mobility even worse than last time. She believes she's already won. But she's wrong.
はっけ。よし。
With a crash that reverberates through the floor, Suzushiro's foot comes down. The sword Iris was holding was light as a feather before, but it buries itself in the floor under Suzushiro's foot. She's standing on it. The sword won't budge.
重力操作。
Suzushiro looks down on Iris with a bemused expression on her face.
あなたが下段を狙っていることなどとうに読んでいました。
どうして？
ええ、丸分かりでしたよ。だってあなた、私の足に絶対に視線を移そうとしませんでしたもの。あなたほどの剣士が私の弱点とおぼしき部分をつかないはずはない。それなのにそこに視線を移さないということはやましいことを考えていたからでしょ。
Iris never looked at Suzushiro's leg in order not to betray her intentions. It appears that backfired.
体が重い。
Her bones, her flesh, her blood scream out under their increased weight. Just like last time when Suzushiro fought Lizu, the stones underfoot began to crack up.
まずい。剣を離さないと。
But it's too late. Iris's movements are sluggish already. No wonder. Her frame has to support a weight many times heavier than it's used to. Her body is dozens of times more heavy than it's supposed to be. She must weigh several tons right now.
さあ、我が一撃よ。いざ華やかに咲き誇れ。
Her clothes pulled down by the gravity began to peel off like a flower coming into bloom. Suzushiro starts rotating the wrists. The ground and air begin to swirl as it dragged along by her movement. She's gathering a terrible destructive power in her right fist. Doesn't really have to re-intensify. She's aiming at the Iris, who can neither defend nor evade.
資本
Oh! She strikes. Though Iris is as heavy as a mountain right now, she is thrown through the air like a little pebble. She passes out of the gravitational field and smashes into the floor a considerable distance away. She slides all the way to the end of the stage before she comes to a halt.
おやおや、リーゼル姫と違ってシールドでの防御もできなかったとなると、これは勝負あったかね、クロー。いなかったんだっけ。まあいっか。
From her mouth, a dark red fluid trickles ceaselessly to the floor. Her body hurts so much she's worried half of it might have been smashed to a pulp. It's a miracle her limbs are all accounted for. Suzushiro can't have gone easy on her. Then maybe it's thanks to her dress. Or maybe the prince's blessing has something to do with it. Her vision is foggy, her ears can't hear anything over the roar. The entire world is vague. Her mouth tastes of iron. Blood continues to run out of it. But her hand is moving. It's groping around, searching for the sword.
剣はどこ？剣はどこだ？
Where is the sword? The one thing that Iris can clearly see through the mist before her eyes is her sword. She can't see anything else anymore. She reaches out to her sword, but her arm won't reach. If she wants to get to the sword, she has no choice but to get up. The desire to win, or the desire not to lose, those things have been knocked from her head. The only thing she wants is a sword.
立ち上がれるのですか？
Yeah. Suzushiro hit Iris with a powerful blow. She had confidence in that attack. But Iris is getting up. Her eyes are empty, unfocused. And yet he still fear and impatience in Suzushiro.
剣を剣を
Pick up the sword
させません
and do the safety dance. Ah, Suzushiro dashes forward and lets loose a combination attack on Iris' sides and head. The first punch hits Iris' liver. The second punch flies at her face.
今度こそ
Iris unconsciously guards her face with her arm. Ah, and her body shivers as the bone shatters. Oh. Iris is by no means light, but she is sent flying back several meters. She rolls over with the pain. She is a wretch to behold. And yet, Iris keeps seeing her sword. By chance, she landed quite close to it. Suzushiro grimaces as she realizes what she has done.
おや、司法の姫は決着を焦ったみたいだね。もっとも、そのミスが大勢に影響するかどうか、それはイギリス姫次第だけど。
Her sword sits upright in the middle of a patch of broken flagstones. Even though she's writhing on the floor, Iris stretches out her arm to the sword. The sword! She has to pick up the sword!
剣を剣を
Her fingers touch something that feels different from the stone underneath.
剣
She grips it. Her right hand has taken the hilt. She tries to add her left hand to it, but then she realizes she can't use it anymore. Her left arm dangles uselessly from her side. The bone's not simply broken, it's more like pulverized. Iris has no choice but to grip the sword with one hand. Suddenly, Suzushiro begins to have doubts. Will she get back up no matter how many times she has hit? Will she revive no matter how often she is defeated? Is she immortal?
何をバカな
There is no such thing in this world as an immortal being. There couldn't possibly be anything immortal. It's more a howl than a shout. Iris begins to run, oblivious of Suzushiro's gravity well. She waves her sword around with her right arm. But Suzushiro doesn't lose her calm. She takes one step back. Iris staggers back as her attack is parried. It does a light grip, a minor swing. There's nothing left of that power with which she cleaved the air at first. Suzushiro is convinced that Iris doesn't have the strength to take her down. And yet, there's a lust for battle in Iris's eyes.
あなたの支えがその剣だというのならば。
Suzushiro begins walking towards Iris. Iris is staggering, but she refuses to fall to the floor.
この拳であなたの誇り真っ向から。
She turns her body. The earth turns with her. It's the technique she used to break Liesel, and Iris after her.
打ち砕いてみせる。受けて。
Iris breaks through the unbearable pain in her left arm and grabs the hilt of her sword with both of her hands.
立つ。
In that instant, Iris becomes the princess of the sword once again. Suzushiro doesn't use her gravitational field. She's putting everything into her punch. Point blank range. This is the certain kill attack of Shikigakura Suzushiro, the princess of Shiho. Chris's sword is fragile, indeed by comparison.
これが最後のチャンスだ。
Her broken arm keeps telling her that it can't be used, that it's impossible. But she forces herself to ignore it and grip the sword anyway. All her power, all her might, all her soul.
シホー。
The fist is aiming for the sword. The sword is aiming for the fist. The weapons that each of them put so much pride in collide. What? The sword loses. The beautiful silver sword is reduced to a miserable state. Cracks appear in the blade. It can't be used as a sword anymore. It's a worthless sword. And that makes her a worthless princess. Her knees give out. The outcome is decided. The tables can't be turned any longer.
新た。
She calls his name. She despairs at his absence. Her chest hurts with loneliness. She already knows.
新た、僕のそばにいてくれ。新た、どうしてお前はここにいないんだ。新た。
Chris keeps calling out to him. There is nobody who hears her pleas.
情けない。
No, wait. There is.
情けなく、見苦しく、みすぼらしい。
It's the voice from before. It's the voice that turned Chris into Iris. Once again, the voice is speaking in Chris's mind.
これが王たる者の姿か？やはりお前は王の器ではない。
僕は。
これまでの勝利もあの少年の手によるもの。
それは。
今も女のように奴にすがる。
違う、僕は女じゃない。
王子だ王子だと吠え続けねば己の身も保てぬ出来損ないか。
A failure. A failure. A failure!
女の王子などあり得るのか。1000年続いたワルツの断りがなぜ今世に限って。女の体に王子の祝福。これではまるで出来損ないではないか。
出来損ない。
The blessing in a girl's body? A blessing that can't usher in the next generation? She can't become a boy. She must live as a girl.
どうしてあの子だけに。母様、あんな出来損ないの体が与えられてしまったの。あ、
A failure.
違う。出来損ないなんかじゃない。やだ、違う。僕は出来損ないなんかじゃない。出来損ないなんかじゃないんだ。なんだって。
The broken, worthless sword rises?
嘘でしょ。
It's a ghastly miracle! Iris's dress flies from her body and transforms into a sword! No! Iris herself become... what? Iris herself into a enormous blade! Turns himself into in the more... Let's sword this, I guess. It's truly gigantic. It's far bigger than any sword she made before.
これはちょっとイリス姫、まずいって。それはこの庭園ごと破壊する気。
She's wrapped in shining armor. The light is strong enough to burn the retinas of anyone who looks at it directly.
こんなことが。
I think I had the visual vision then. In the face of this crisis, Suzushiro finds herself unable to move. Iris, the princess of the sword. Right now, she has transformed her very self into a massive Eldelant. And that sword. It smashes the arena along with Shikikagura Suzushiro. Wow.
言葉が見つからないよ。
Even the referee is lost for words. The stage is split in twain. Suzushiro's dress is destroyed, her tiara shattered.
勝負あり。 少女ストレディアの姫いいですってわあちょっと
She's still raging?
違う出来損ないなんかじゃない。出来損ないなんかじゃない。僕は出来損ないなんかじゃない。
Suzushiro falls to her knees. Her eyes reflect Iris, who is like a monster gone wild. She forgets about her broken tiara. She forgets about her dress, which can hardly be called a dress anymore. All that's left in her mind is admiration for the beast in front of her. That beautiful, wounded beast. She feared losing over that, but now her sense of reality is slipping. That's why Suzushiro smiles at the magnificent sight that meets her eyes. She knows her death is but seconds away. The sword shines as brightly with the Alma as ever. It swings back for an hour blow. She unconsciously opens her mouth. Why she wants to tell Iris? She doesn't know herself. But she doesn't have the strength to think. The words blow up at Iris. What feels like a long silence is actually not even worth indicating with a comma. Chris regains her senses. The moment she's about to annihilate Suzushiro, she is forced back to sanity. Suzushiro's body vanishes.
Suzushiro.
She understood what Suzushiro said to her in her final moments, and the words made her shake her madness. In that moment, Shiki Kagura Suzushiro suppressed the fear of her impending death.
ごめんなさい。クリス様。
And thought of Chris alone. She thought of the same Chris who was about to destroy her. She apologized for not being able to win. She apologized for not being by her side. It was just my childhood friend apologizing to me.
Suzushiro.
I'm the one who betrayed her.
Suzushiro.
It was me who defeated her, who crushed her underfoot.
Suzushiro.
I am unworthy.
嘘だ。こんなの間違ってる。こんなの僕じゃない。こんなのSuzushiro.
To even speak her name?
Oh おや、向こうも終わったようだね。せめて向こうの戦いはこちらのように凄惨でないといいのだけど。
Oh, it was pretty nuts. On their side. The referee heaves a sigh as he stares at the pillar of light in the distance. Oh god. To be continued. Hmm? Oh boy. Back to Arata again, and I'm gonna save that for another time. But until then, I'll see you in another one real soon.